Welcome into the Cowboys Report. I am Tom Downey. Here's what's coming up on today's show. The Keenan Allen rumors are now here. We'll break that down, what it could potentially mean for the Cowboys. Whispers more updates of Zeke, Elliott, Tyron Smith, their futures with the Dallas Cowboys, and Cowboys coaching updates as well. That's all coming up on today's show. Before we get started, though, it's feedback time here at the Cowboys Report, so please be honest with me in the comments section. How likely are you to recommend this show to others? Scale it for me from 1 to 10. 1 on the low end, 10 on the high. I hope we see a bunch of 10s, but I want your guys' honest feedback as well. So head down there. Let me know how likely you are to recommend the Cowboys Report to other Cowboys fans. We begin today's show with Keenan Allen conversation. The Athletic reports the Chargers could cut Keenan Allen to free up salary cap space. Now, Allen is aging. There were injury problems again this year. Despite the age and the not great overall top-end speed, he's a very QB-friendly wide receiver because, well, he gets open, and that is very valuable in the NFL. I've always found the phrase quarterback-friendly to be accurate, but it also just kind of means, well, he's good. Whether you're a contested catch guy, there's different ways to be quarterback friendly. Allen's route running fits in that category. Here's the contract breakdown for Keenan Allen. His cap hit this year is $21.7 million. I can see why LA doesn't want to pay that. They'd save $14.8 if they cut him before June 1st, $17.5 after, so not that much of a savings difference to make it worthwhile to not have that money in free agency for a team currently over the salary cap. They would save $16.3 million via a trade. The new team would then owe $19 million this year with another year next year that's in a similar-ish range. I don't think a trade would happen because of what would be owed to Keenan Allen. I think this is a bit more of a maybe you get an Amari Cooper type trade in the end, but the savings to be had, plus the age, the injuries, the contract, all that makes me think it's more likely Allen gets cut as opposed to they end up finding a trade. Maybe the Bears jump through and say, we'll give you another 5th-round pick and a 6th-round pick swap, just as an example of a trade, right? Allen's numbers did dip this year, and the average has always been a little bit lower for Keenan Allen. I mean, he's had 100-plus yards, or 100-plus catches, 2021, 2020, 2019, averaging around only 10 yards per catch. Never been much of a touchdown guy, but as a slot mainly receiver, he gets open, and that is valuable. Now, I do wonder how Allen would fit in as a slot receiver alongside CeeDee Lamb, who you still want to utilize as a slot. But you know what? We're trying to add talent and wide receiver. How many wideouts would you take over Keenan Allen on this depth chart? The answer, by the way, of course, is 1. You take CeeDee Lamb, not anybody else. When the event he gets cut, and you can get a deal that's a little bit more team-friendly than the $19 million he'd be owed via trade, that could start to make a good amount of sense for Dallas. A Lamb, Gallup, Allen, insert somebody else, probably a draft pick option, does appeal to me at the wide receiver spot. So the pinned comment on today's show, do you want to sign Keenan Allen? Why for yes you do, and for no you do not. Some of my thoughts coming up here in a second, but I want to hear from you guys first and foremost. So if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there. Let me know if you want to sign Keenan Allen. Why for yes and for no. I will preface this by saying I am concerned about the age. And he's going to be 31 soon. You get to a certain age at receiver, you're already starting to lose a half step. Allen was never a top-end burner athlete coming out of college either. The injuries concern me too. Hurt guys tend to stay hurt. How much longer of his prime does he have? But he does still get open. When he was out there for the Chargers, he was still a very good player. And if you're going to run more West Coast stuff, I think Allen does fit pretty well in that, and the slant-flat combination stuff we'll see a lot of this upcoming season. So I actually like the fit for Dallas. I would wonder if the Chargers work out an extension, or a team like maybe Chicago bids, because they've got all of the cap space, bids more than what Dallas is prepared to offer. But yes, in the event Allen gets cut, I do have a good amount of interest in adding him for the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys Report is sponsored by Athletic Greens. I take AG1 by Athletic Greens literally every day. Get comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition at athleticgreens.com/chatsports. I gave AG1 a try because I wanted better gut health, and I want a supplement that actually tastes great. I take AG1 in the morning, and it makes me feel ready to take on my day. Once I've got baby Olivia set up with her breakfast, I make my own AG1. I don't feel the need for caffeine in the morning anymore, and I feel energized throughout the day. Plus, AG1 empowers the gut for whole body health. Covering my nutritional bases for the day literally couldn't be any easier, which is why I trust Athletic Greens. I just mix 1 small scoop of AG1 with water or apple juice some mornings and take it first thing. Done. I also like that it costs less than $3 a day. It's pretty good if you ask me. It's a really effective daily habit with the highest quality sourced ingredients, and that's a win-win. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. That's athleticgreens.com/chatsports. Check it out, folks. The link is in the comment section and the description of today's video. I highly recommend it, and I think you will enjoy it as well. Again, comment, description, athleticgreens.com/chatsports. Let's talk Cowboys cut candidates now. New report from the Dallas Morning News. I'll kind of condense it down here. Basically reports that David Moore did that the Cowboys will have conversations about the future of both Ezekiel Elliott and Tyron Smith. I know what Jerry and Steven said at the Senior Bowl this past weekend, or week I should say, but Dallas Morning News is right. This will be conversations the Cowboys have. I don't think they've had their I'll call it like the players discussions of like, what are we going to do with this guy, that guy, money-wise. I don't think those have happened yet. So I kind of read the Joneses' comments more of like platitudes to a certain extent. Look, Zeke Elliott, save up to $10.9 million with a cut. He's allegedly open to a pay cut. We'll see. Tyron Smith, you save between $9.5 and $13.6 if he's cut or potentially retires as well. Because of the savings, because of the clear and obvious declines, whether it be due to injury or age or just wear and tear on the body, both these players have very murky futures in Dallas. We've talked about that for good reason. That's understandable because, well, do you want to pay that amount of money to those players with where they're at their current stage of their careers? It's not as clear cut. Zeke Elliott in particular, doesn't make any sense whatsoever for him to be back at his current cap hit. I have no desire to pay, 16 whatever it is, $1 million per year for a guy that averages 4 yards a carry. Can barely get to 1,000 yards anymore. He's done it once the past 3 years. Look, he's still good in short yardage, third and shorts, red zone. He's goal line. He's good there. But that is replacement level stuff, not premium stuff there. Tyron Smith, meanwhile, look, I'll give him credit. He went over to the right side, battled there, didn't look as comfortable, didn't play as well either. And you're going to make him your swing, or you're going to pay a premium for a swing tackle? Like, his contract right now is starting offensive lineman, not swing offensive lineman. So maybe Tyron wants to take a pay cut too. Money's never been a big deal for him, but it's a trickier conversation once you actually get there. So if you have to pick one of these two guys to cut, who are you cutting? Type in 77 for Tyron Smith or 21 for Ezekiel Elliott. Let me know in the comment section right now. For me, Ezekiel Elliott is the very easy choice. This is not a hard conversation for me. You save a lot of money at a less valuable, easier to replace position. I'm not bringing Zeke back at his current contract. I'm probably not going to bring back Tyron either at his current hit. I would either do a restructure, an extension maybe with a bunch of fake years to bring that cap hit down, although there's plenty of fake years on his deal already. It is harder to find offensive linemen. If Tyron Smith wants to play football, I'm not sure he does at his age, and his body's taking a beating. He's still fairly young for an NFL player. His body's not, though. He came in the league so young. He's taken such a beating over the years. It's really added up. So I'm keeping Tyron over Zeke, but I'm not sure I want either guy back at their current cap hit at this situation. So that's kind of what remains to be seen from that front. We will keep you guys covered with all the moves the Cowboys will make. Extensions, restructures, cuts. Maybe they'll sign someone in free agency for once. We've got you covered right here on the Cowboys Report, so don't miss out. Hit that sub button for free Cowboys videos every single day right here on the Cowboys Report. It's youtube.com/@CowboysTV. Let's talk some Cowboys coaching updates now. Obviously, I was in Disneyland, and they make the move to hire Brian Schottenheimer officially as the non-play calling offensive coordinator. Nothing too terribly shocking there. This is where things sit among your notable offensive coaching staff members. Mike McCarthy is your play caller. Schottenheimer's your OC. Robert Prince, Lundo Wells, Chase Hazlitt, Jeff Blasco, all back in their current roles from last year, as you can see on screen. Mike Solari is the new offensive line coach, took a year off, was with Seattle. There is some overlap there with Mike McCarthy. Kind of feels like it's fine, I guess. I would have gone after Mike Munchak. Clearly, Dallas, I guess, wasn't going to do that one there. We'll break this down in a minute, but the quarterbacks coach and running back coach jobs are open. Those are the two spots at this point currently unfilled. So grade the Cowboys coaching moves for me, at least the ones made so far. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know in the comments section how you feel about what the Cowboys have done to this coaching staff so far. For the running backs coach, big note here, Jeff Nixon is still available. That's a good name to consider there in terms of where things currently sit. They interviewed him for the offensive coordinator role. That's the former Panthers assistant head coach and RB's coach. He, I don't think, is being brought back by Carolina. It's not at this point. You interviewed him for the OC role. You could bring him in as your RB coach, and that fills that open spot. At the quarterbacks coach position, Scott Tolzien is a name to watch. He's an offensive assistant right now. He's a Mike McCarthy guy. Mike, there's a very fine line between, is it people that you trust or are you hiring your friends? And I'm not sure which one Tolzien falls into the category of there. Kind of makes me wonder if the whole George Edwards leaving was because Mike wanted his linebackers coach, Scott McCloy, to actually be a linebackers coach, which he kind of wasn't by having the title there. If you end up going with Nixon and Scott Tolzien, it's not really a lot of change. For all the offensive coaching staff moves you made, the big one, of course, is Mike's your play caller, probably more elements of the West Coast offense there. We'll see if that's outdated or not. And then you've promoted Schottenheimer, promoted Scott Tolzien, and maybe added a new O-line running backs coach. We'll see if that's enough there. One note for you guys, by the way, live NBA trade deadline coverage coming to you on Chat Sports. I'll be over there helping host it, so make sure you're subbed on the Chat Sports YouTube channel. Put the link in the comment section, by the way, youtube.com/@chatsports.